Day in a life with your boyfriend from Straight Hell. So this is the usual routine. He does this every single morning. I wake up to 14 missed calls from my boyfriend. I wake up to the same text I get every single day. Who are you with? What were you doing? Blah, 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 blah. Sleeping. What else would I be doing? It's 7 a.m. So this time, I don't fucking answer him because I'm fucking sick of it. Like, I'm sick of this man's fucking bullshit. So I don't answer him because I'm not giving him my time of day today. Oh, he texts me that at 7 a.m. I get over 30 more texts to the span of 9 a.m. So I decided I'm going to put him on Do Not Disturb because stop spamming me, bro. I get over 150 texts about why did I put him on Do Not Disturb until 11 a.m. I hear a fucking knock at my door. Sorry, I'm crashing out a little bit. He shows up to my front door with flowers. The audacity. And he's like, we're going on a date, but we have to take your car because he doesn't have a fucking car. Like, fuck, bro. This man is 3 years older than me. So this one I'm like, whatever, where are we going? And he's like, I need to go to the grocery store and Dick's. So you mean we're not going on a date? I'm taking you on your fucking errands. So I get my keys and I get dressed and we go into the grocery store and we're checking out. And guess what? He goes, oh, I forgot my wallet. I can't pay. $150 on groceries. This man lives with his mother. Why do you need $150 of groceries? So we get into the car and he's like, okay, now to Dick's. And I'm like, no, we're going home. We're not going to Dick's. You do not have money and I'm not buying you what you want at Dick's. So we're on the way home and I'm like, I'm just going to drop you off at your house. And he's like, no, you're not. I'm coming home with you. So I'm like, okay, then your mom better be ready to pick you up in an hour. So the first thing he does when we get to my house is start complaining that my room's a mess. And then I'm like, okay, do you want to, like, watch a movie since you just got a bunch of snacks? And he's like, we're not eating my snacks. Baby, they're mine. I paid for them. He's like, I'm going to go get snacks downstairs from your pantry. So I'm like, okay, whatever. He goes downstairs to get snacks from my pantry and grabs, like, 5 bags of chips and eats every single last one of them and doesn't even let me have a bite. And tells me, you should have gone downstairs and got your own snacks. If you told me that you were going to go downstairs and not give me a snack, I would have gone and got myself a snack. I didn't know 5 bags of chips were all for yourself, fatty. So an hour or two rolls around. I'm like, okay, where's your mom? Like, time has passed. It's time for you to go home. And he's like, she actually can't come get me unless you give me $20 in gas. And I'm like, you owe me $60 from giving your mom gas money last week. So I'm like, I'm just going to take you home. So we're driving home and he's like, give me your phone. And I'm like, why? Like, why do you need my phone? And he's like, I had a dream last night that you were cheating on me. Here we go. So he's going through my phone. He's like, pull over right now. So I pull over and he's like, what is this? And I'm like, what? And he's like, why are you sending emojis in a group chat with your dad? That is so sexual. Excuse me? When it gets worse. And he's like, why were you asking your friend if she likes your outfit and not me? Why would I be asking you? Steps out of the car, throws my phone on the ground and starts stepping on it and smashing it. And then stands in front of my car and says, kill me, run me over, now. So I call his mom, like, you have to come get him, like, I'll give you gas money. She's like, what are you talking about, honey? I don't need gas money. I would never ask for gas money to come get my son. And she gets there and she's like, so, like, what is going on? What has been going on for the past few months? And I tell her everything. She's like, okay, yeah, my son needs to go to the mental hospital. And she drove him to the mental hospital that night. And I was free! Finally! They kept him in the mental hospital forever. Like, I swear he was there forever. He did try to contact me when he got out, and then his mom messaged me and was like, do not message my son back if he messages you. I'm so sorry for, like, what you experienced with him. He is still not in his right mind. And he'll be in therapy and all this and that. And I never talked to that man again. And I'm free. Okay, thanks for getting ready with me. Bye, guys.
Story time on the time that I got pulled out of the pacer test to get searched. Okay, this is gonna be another real hoot, holler, true banger, whatever you fucking will. So we get into it. This was in my 8th grade year. In 8th grade, I got searched countless fucking times. And I had this one best friend. Let me figure out what the fuck we're gonna call her. We're gonna call her Maddie, okay? This was my girl. We got into some shit, okay? I'm gonna probably have many more stories, including this Maddie girl, okay? I gotta turn my fucking music up because, like, ooh. I'm like, I love this song right now. But anyway, yeah, so basically, I don't know what time frame this was around, but I know this is just in my 8th grade year. This was probably, like, maybe, January, February, or like in the fall, whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay, we were taking the pacer test that morning. But, so in the morning, my school was broke as fuck, well, the district, so I got my buses taken away, so I'd have my neighbor drive me, and we'd go way earlier than like, we would have to sit in the cafeteria until, like, it got released at, like, 7:25. And, yeah, and my friend Maddie, she would always be there in the morning also. So that's how we got closer, right? You know, she would always have her little nick on her, right? So then we would always go to the bathroom, you know, us two. in the morning before school was even dismissed, right? So we just go to the bathroom. And so this one morning, this specific morning, you know, we were chilling, and we had this one other friend that we would also come with us sometimes. And so, you know, we were chilling. We were all in separate stalls, but we were standing on the toilet. Okay, we were standing on the toilets, right? And so, yeah. And we're just chilling, you know, and then there's this one girl that comes in. We're gonna call her Alyssa, okay? So this girl, Alyssa, you know, we thought she was chill. We thought she was chilling, you know, type shit. I guess the fuck not. She comes in and she's like talking to us. I mean, like, we didn't get off the toilets, obviously. Yeah. You know, we thought we were chilling. My first period was athletics. So then after the bell rang, you know, I made my fucking way to athletics. And my friend Maddie, she went to her class, right? You know, and I guess that day was the pacer test. So, you know, we all go to the gym after we get changed. We start doing the pacer test. I was like mid sit up when one of my coaches comes through the door and she was like, Laurel, and like she was yelling my name. So then, you know, I get up and I start leaving. I look down the hallway, just me and my coach walking. Just me and my coach walking, and then I see 2 APs. Yeah, I saw 2 APs. Oh wait, no. It was 2 APs, and I think the police officer was there also, one of the police officers. And it was a girl police officer. So then they just started saying like, oh, like we're searching you right now. And I was like, okay. And I was chilling because I didn't have shit on me, okay? And so, yeah, we get to the locker room, they make me open my locker, they start going through my shit, and then, okay, when I get scared as fuck, okay? So I was low-key shaking in my boots. Can't even lie. Because I was like, if Maddie gets caught with something, then bitch, we're both done. Because she told me that, she didn't say who, but we knew who the fuck it was. She was like, oh yeah, it was reported this morning that you and Maddie were standing on the toilets, smoking. And I was like, oh, okay. That wasn't me, I didn't do shit. And I just denied it. Actually, I said that like we were standing on, no, I didn't. I denied it all, actually, matter of fact. So yeah, I guess there's obviously they don't find shit. And then, you know, she metal detects me and everything. And I mean, obviously I was shaking because, so yeah. And then, you know, I was chilling. And then I'm pretty sure I got taken to the office. Yeah, I don't even know. But yeah, then I got taken to the office for the rest of the period, I'm pretty sure. And then I got released to go to my second period. And then me and Maddie, we started talking it up because we have second period together, okay? And I was like, what the fuck? And so we basically like talked about and we figured out who it was. It was Alyssa, right? That bitch. You know, she acted nice to us for the rest of the year, but like, who the fuck else could have it been? You know what I mean? Yeah, we didn't caught with shit. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny because I didn't even get to do shit on that pacer test. And last time I did the pacer test, before that, I haven't done the pacer test recently, but before that, I did the maximum sit-ups. Not push-ups though. But yeah, you know, we were really chilling. Big thing for real. And okay, some advice for you. Don't let people see whatever shit you're doing, even if you think they're cool. Unless they're sharing with you. But yeah, this is all legend. Oh yeah, and I forgot to add that me and Maddie used to have our little method, right? So when they searched her, they didn't find shit.
So my freshman year of high school, I was 14 years old, and my mom and I went to the state fair. And for whatever reason, we got into an argument while we were at the fair. I do not remember why. I don't even think there was a valid reason as to why we got into an argument and why she was so mad at me. That was very typical. But she pretty much made me walk home. And the city we live in is not safe for anybody, but especially a young girl by themselves. So finally I get home and she sees me and she comes out of the house screaming at me. I still have no idea why she's so mad at me. And she starts literally like grabs me by my hair in the cul-de-sac, is like boom, 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 like beating me in the cul-de-sac in our neighborhood. So I'm like trying to get her off of me. And then finally she gets off of me and she's like, go tell your, a bunch of bad words, counselor at school about this and how I beat you and how you live in such a horrible home, because I had previously been taken away from her a year before. And so I was like, okay, bet, like I'm gonna go snitch tomorrow. I'm snitching. So I went to go snitch the next day to my counselor, Miss Di, love her. And she had valid reason, like I had bruises on me. And she said, does your mom drink? I said, yeah, she has like maybe like 3 or 4 glasses of whatever drink an evening. And at the time I did not know that was active alcoholism. Like every single day having that much to drink, and it wasn't like small glasses, it was big glasses. And so my counselor told TPS that my mom is an alcoholic, and my mom got mad at me because she said that I told them that she was an alcoholic. I didn't know. I literally had no idea that you were an alcoholic. She just asked me a question. So CPS comes out to my house and they're asking my mom a bunch of questions. And I'm laying in my room and my mom's like, do you want dinner?
And she gave the CPS lady my dinner. And the CPS lady ate my dinner. And then my mom said to the CPS lady, just take her. I don't want her anymore. Okay, girl, fine, whatever. So then they call the cops, and the cops come. I'm 14 years old, and my mom told CPS to just take me because she didn't want me anymore. The cops come, and they handcuff me and put me in the back of the police car. Why are you handcuffing me? So, yeah, and I'm literally sitting in the back of the police car with my hands cuffed, thinking, what on God's green earth did I do to be handcuffed? Like, my mom is the one that's being an irresponsible parent. I'm just an innocent victim in this. What? And then they take me to the hospital, and then they put me in a mental health facility because there was no place in a group home for me yet, and I had to stay there for a long time, and I had no clothes, nothing, so all the nurses and everything had to go out and buy me clothes to wear. Like underwear and stuff, because I didn't have anything of my own. And then eventually I went back home, like a month and a half later. I went home. And I never said anything about my mom hitting on me ever again. Because why did I get handcuffed? Anyway, I think that's so crazy.
Okay, story time on how I caught my husband cheating at a hotel. So it was a Saturday, it was 2 Saturdays ago. He wanted to go out to the bar with his friends after work. So he went out for drinks. It was about like 2 in the afternoon. They were drinking, eating food, whatever. And he was checking in with me. Everything was fine. Then around 7:30, it was like an hour since he had called me, and he has work at 4 in the morning. So I was getting concerned because he usually goes to bed at 8, and he was still out, and I hadn't heard from him. Last I heard, they got kicked out of another bar. So then he called me at 7:30, and he told me that they were at some country bar. And I was like, okay, cool, like, have fun, just take an Uber home, you're obviously drunk. And he was like, no, I'm feeling good, like, everything's fine. And that was the last time I heard from him. I went out to hang out with my friend, and we just had the kids, and she was like, let's just get your mind off of it, let's hang out. So we were doing that, and I just could not shake it. I kept telling her, I was like, something is wrong, like, something is not right here. So I just kind of kept feeling that, and I was just trying to brush it off. And then once it was like midnight and I still hadn't heard from him, I was like, okay, something is really wrong now. I don't want to share my secret about how I acquired this, but basically I logged into his iCloud account and I checked his location through Find My iPhone, and I saw he was at a Holiday Inn. So I woke up my friend and I was like, dude, he's at a Holiday Inn, I gotta go. So she was like, I got the kids, go do what you need to do. So I left, I was driving there. Oh, that's like a whole nother thing on like how long it took me to get there, and yeah. Anyways, so I get there, I go up to the front desk, and I tell the guy that my husband, he was drunk and he fell asleep before he could tell me what the room number was. And he couldn't give me any information, obviously. So I told him that I had his location. I was like, I know he's here. And he basically was like, well, I mean, you can like walk up and down the halls and play the sound if you want. And I was like, okay, like I didn't want to be weird and just do that, and you like kick me out because I was being weird. And he was like, no, you're fine. So I walk up the first floor, nothing. Second floor, nothing. I go up to the third floor, and there was construction. So I go back down to the second floor, and I'm like walking up and down, and I'm just like very slowly like going up door to door, playing the sound over and over. And then I hear it. I hear the sound. So my heart is racing.
Do you mind makeup with me to go out? Oh, my boyfriend broke up with me a week ago, and low-key just been like crying in my room, but I like am out of that phase now. And yesterday I went out to a party. He got so pissed at me, but he's literally going out with other girls too, and he's the one who ended things and stuff, so I don't know why he's getting like mad at me. But it was like literally this like whole thing, and I just like, I don't know, like he just like, I don't even know really the reason why he broke up with me. He said it was to focus on himself and that was just a break. But then like the longer like we went without like seeing each other and everything, it became like an actual breakup. But he was like really disrespectful at the end of the breakup. Like we were really on and off,
And but this is like our first time like actually like dating and like trying things to like be real, and it didn't work, which obviously like hurt a lot because I wanted it to work so bad, but it didn't, and I can't force someone to stay with me. So I think now that I'm giving him the silent treatment and I'm actually like going out and I'm like getting over him, I feel like he's gonna feel the absence of like my love. Because already I left him undelivered for a couple hours on Snapchat, and he literally unadded me and then sent me an Instagram reel like 10 minutes after unadding me, because I was leaving him undelivered, and obviously he doesn't want to be left undelivered because he's used to me like being by his side 24/7. But I'm currently getting ready because I don't want to hear that this is too soon, because like literally my ex is pretty sure getting with their girls right now. But basically I went to a party yesterday because my friends were like, Gio, like because he literally has been just treating me like shit lately, and there's just like no point on like just sitting in my room crying. So I was like, okay, I'll go out. So I went out to this party, and there was this guy like in the middle of like because it's outside mostly, and my friend, like, the reason why we went is to meet up with her ex-boyfriend. Like, he was the one that like invited us to this party. It was like 40 minutes from my house. So we go, and I see the kid, and I'm like, why does this kid look so familiar? And I like see this kid, I'm like, why does he look so familiar? And her ex was like friends with him, so we like walked up to him, and he was like, wait, you look so familiar. And I was like, yeah, why do you look familiar? He was like, are you so and so, like my first and last name? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, how do I know you? And he was like, we used to snap like last year. I did not remember this at all. Like, I did a little bit. Like, I knew he looked very familiar, but I couldn't like get it on the top of my tongue on where. But anyway, so that whole night we kind of just like talked and everything. Like, again, like I'm single, I'm just trying to like socialize. And then today, because he added me on Snap yesterday, today I get a text from my friend, and she's like, do you want to go out with them too? And I was like, you know what, like, sure. Like, yesterday my ex literally told me that he doesn't love me anymore because I went out and everything, which he was like, I don't even know, he was just saying some nasty stuff basically because I went out. And like, I never like went out partying at all when I was with him because I was so loyal to this man, and he got really pissed. We're just like, he's so mad because he's not used to you like going out and doing stuff like that. When we were together, like, I generally would just hang out with him and like stuff, which is my fault. Like, I'm gonna use some setting spray now. My ride is gonna be here in like 40 minutes. I'm just wearing this hoodie and some black hottie hots because, again, like, I'm not like dressing up or anything. He already saw me done up yesterday. I actually looked so pretty yesterday, like a self-wave for myself. So he already saw me looking pretty, so you know, I might look like a little bit of a catfish right now, but it's okay. This is like my favorite lip combo. It's to line the sand. I went to the beach yesterday before I went to the party, so I like sand all over myself. Yeah, that is it. Wish me luck, guys. I'll give you guys an update tomorrow.
My boyfriend cheated on me after 5 years, and I got some fucking revenge when I caught him. So in the beginning, our relationship was actually picture perfect. We had each other on every social media you can think of. I even had his passwords on damn near every single app. Like, the way I caught this man cheating was like no other. So me and my boyfriend would plan surprise date nights for one another. It was just a way for us to keep each other a priority, and it was just like a fun way to keep that, you know, spark alive in our relationship. So a little backstory. My boyfriend, he did not hang out with his homeboys. Like, it was very once in a while type of thing. So within like the last like couple months of our relationship, he would be hanging out with his homeboys like damn near every single weekend. And like something just, you know, was telling me check this man's phone, like he's probably doing something. So I did, and I didn't find anything on his phone. Like, it was like too clean to the point where I thought maybe he thought I was on his ass because I was asking him over and over, like, you know, why the fuck are you out with your homeboys so much when you never used to do it before? So that phone was like, you know, pretty wiped clean. So I didn't check it for like a good 2 months maybe after that, and he was still hanging out with his homeboys like almost every weekend. One night where he went out with his homeboys per usual, and he didn't like text me the rest of the night. He came home at like 3 in the morning. Next morning I had a gut feeling that something happened, so I planned us a surprise date night, you know, trying to act like everything's normal. Into this like sip and wine canvas type of date night. It was so cute. And then we just came home, like ordered some takeout, took some spicy cubes, like, you know, acted like everything was fine. Our normal date nights, like what we usually do. This man ends up, you know, knocking out on the couch, and I'm like, this is my time to shine. So I take that phone, I go through all these recently deleted messages. Everything looks normal until I find his messages with his coworker. And, you know, there's some talk about work, but then when I'm swiping up, I'm seeing some messages of them clearly hanging out. She's sending photos of her at the gym, asking if he likes the gym set she's wearing. Like, they're clearly flirting with one another, and this girl also has a boyfriend. So, like, I just know this is too dirty. Like, and I've hung out with them. We went on double dates with one another. So I'm so shocked at this point. I'm like on the verge of crying, but I'm like, you know what, F this. Like, I'm not gonna let him get away with this. So I took screenshots of every single photo she sent, all the messages between one another, and I posted it on this man's Instagram story. I tag her and I tag her boyfriend. If you're gonna play checkers, I'm gonna play chess. And let me tell you, everyone that needed to see that story saw it, because I left it over fucking night. Everybody and their mama saw that. But I literally didn't care. Like, you indulge yourself in that, you're gonna face the consequences. The next morning, before he even woke up, I left. Like, I left his house. I didn't even want to be there. I did not want to just, you know, have him yell at me, because that's what he always did. Later on, he was like blowing up my phone, obviously because he found out what had happened. I answered, and like usual, he was just calling me such a bad person for doing that. Like, obviously, I don't care. I would literally do that shit again. Like, that is your fault, but I just had to share this story. It was crazy.
My hair with me while I tell you one of the scariest things I have encountered as a babysitter. So I babysit probably every weekend, and this weekend it was probably a year and a half ago maybe. I was just babysitting the 12-year-old and I. She's 12 now, so she's probably 10 or 11. We're just sitting there, it's getting pretty late, and her mom isn't responding, so I'm like, her phone probably died, whatever. We're just, you know, watching TV, making TikToks, what we do when her brother goes to bed. Now it's like 1 a.m. and we hear a car pull up. And I'm like, oh, it's probably just, you know, an Uber bringing them home, because sometimes they Uber home. So I'm just like, whatever, it's a gray van, okay, they're gonna walk in any minute. But they don't. So I look out the window, and this man who is bald and pretty old is standing. Now he's not in the car, but he's outside of the van, and basically he's like standing in their front yard, just staring at me through the front window. I mean, there are a couple lights on, so he could see me. I immediately was like, do you know who that is? And she's like, no. So she ducks down, and I go over to, you know, lock the front door. Yeah, he's standing at the front door now. I'm like in panic mode, and when I'm like under like pressure, I can't do anything and my hands get all shaky, so I'm like trying to lock the door, but like he's looking at me through like the little window at the front door. He's staring right at me, and you know, let's just say this wasn't my best choice. I didn't lock the door, I just ran. So I say, Piper, let's run. So we run into the bathroom, we lock ourselves in the bathroom, like that's more secure than the front door. No. This is probably what gave me POTS, because my heart rate was out of control. I'm just like terrified, being like, what if he's out there? What is he doing? Like, I don't know what to do. And so I call my mom and I tell her, and she's like, okay, go out there and check if he's still there. And if he is, call the cops. If he's not, lock the door and just sit there. I'll be right there. So I was like, okay. Piper gets a hold of her stepdad, because her mom's phone is dead. So she calls him and says, there's a man at the door. Do you know who it is? And he just thinks that we're like kidding, you know, pranking him. So he's like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm being serious. Like, at home. So the guy, when we go back out, he's not there. And we're terrified the rest of the night. My mom comes over and just sits with us because she is terrified for us. So my mom is just sitting there, and they get home like 20 minutes later. they're like, wait, you guys were serious? And we're like, yeah, check your Ring camera. So she checks it and she's like, yeah, that's scary. He was like swaying back and forth, like whatever. I don't know what he was doing. The next day, the mom calls me and says, hey, I just got a voicemail from a random number. Basically, he said, hey, this is Troy from the local pizza place. I was at your door and I can see that someone's home, but you're not answering it, and I'm standing out here with your pizza. And he knew her name, the mom that I babysit for, because he called her number and said, hey, her name, this is Troy from the local pizza place. He didn't have a pizza. He didn't drive a pizza car. She didn't order a pizza. There was no pizza. So she then calls the pizza place that he said he worked for and said, this guy like came to the house with no pizza and he knows me by name and he knows where I live and he didn't have a pizza. And basically they said, we don't have someone named that who works here. So that was a plot twist. And was anything done? No, I'm still terrified of Troy. I don't know who he is or what he wanted. Basically, then I heard from people all over town that some guy in a van, a bald man in a van, just stands outside and says he works for the pizza place, and he doesn't. So, lock your doors. I haven't seen him since, and that was like a year and a half ago. So I think whatever happened to Troy, I hope someone turned him in. Comment if you want more story times and tell me if you've had a scary experience like this. But yeah, there is my story.
Okay, so I'm sure if you're seeing this, you probably have seen this video. It's kind of gone viral, and I'm in it, and I'm the girl that she says is giving her this dirty look in the background before she walks. I wasn't gonna make this because we did just graduate and I am trying to be grown, but she made her video and it's blowing up a lot, and so I feel like I should make mine. This is not for me to come on here and talk bad about her because I don't see a reason why she came on and talk bad about me, and I feel like I'd feel like a big hypocrite if I did the same to her, just because I am not like that, and even though all of her TikTok comments think that I am now, I don't care what anybody thinks about my appearance. Half of her comments are calling me ugly, saying that my face I made was ugly. I don't think anyone making that face is going to be super cute. I also just don't care what anybody thinks about me when it comes to the comment section. Obviously, comments hurt when they're people that you don't know, but you have to remember the people that you don't know, and it isn't going to be taken the same way to everybody, especially when it comes from a video that has no context whatsoever. So in her video, she calls me a hater. She says that I was giving her a dirty look, which I just want to say was not the case at all. That look had nothing to do with her. I was about to walk at graduation. I looked off to the side in the video, and I was very nervous. I was very antsy. My high school years have been very, very rough, and so getting to walk was a very enormous accomplishment and opportunity for me. And that is a face that anybody that knows me will say I've made that face 1,000,000,000,000 times. It's a face I make when I'm nervous, antsy. I used to do dance when I would go on to stage. I would make that face right before. Like, I was just... The feeling of graduating is insane, especially when you're about to walk. And that was where that face came from. That face had nothing to do with her. If that was a dirty look towards her, I promise it would have been way more evident, and I would have looked at my friends, because my friends are the ones that have beef with her, not me. In fact, I took a picture with her at Senior Sunrise last year and talked to her at the beach after that. And we hung out at a grad party like a month before Senior Sunrise. So, like, yeah, that was a while ago, but like, I haven't given her any reason to really dislike me. Like, she may not like my friends, but like, what are you hating on me for? What did I do to you specifically? Not what have you heard about me? Like, what did I do to you that made you dislike me so much? I wasn't going to post anything on here because I didn't see a need for it, but here we are, and I just felt like people not really understanding where I was coming from was really annoying, because I was in her comment section trying to explain it, and her entire comment section was calling me crazy, rude, ugly, mean, saying that I was fighting for my life in her comments, when in reality I was just trying to defend myself, because
the person that she's perceiving me to be isn't me. In fact, it's her. And whatever her and my friends have, I'm not going to disclose because that is their business, not mine. And I wish that she would have just stayed out of mine. And if she had an issue, she could have texted me. She knows my Instagram. She had my TikTok. She knows who I am personally, seeing as how we used to be friends. So, like, I feel like she could have texted me and been like, hey, I didn't appreciate this. And I could have told her, that wasn't for you. I'm sorry if you took it that way, but that was not meant for you. I really don't care about you. No offense. I just don't. We're about to graduate. You have nothing to do with me. But I just didn't have that opportunity. So I am here now to kind of explain, I guess. I don't really care what anyone has to say in my comments or her comments because I don't post on TikTok like that. Simply because I used to in middle school, and trying to report an account of a 13-year-old kid that was making stupid TikToks of yourself is very embarrassing, especially when my old friends would find it. And so I just stopped posting because I didn't want to look back one day and be like, what is that? So anything that I post just goes on my Instagram because I just don't see a need for me to post on TikTok. But again, I didn't have any other place for me to say this and everybody kind of understand. I didn't really know what to do. I did try to go the mature route and just report her account because, or not her account, sorry, her video. Because I just, like, I don't appreciate that because she doesn't, I feel like she knows well enough to know that I'm not a rude person. I wouldn't do that just to be mean. I was very on defense in her comments because people were being mean and that's just not who I am. So I was trying to defend myself and my friends were as well. And I think that everybody saying that me and my minions were in her comments is crazy because if you were on a video like that, your friends, I think, would also want to protect you, and that's all my friends were trying to do. I don't have hate for her because I don't care about her. She has nothing to do with me, and I have nothing to do with her. So therefore, I don't care. But her video has blown up so insanely much, which, like, good for her. You know, no hate, no shade, but shade because of the video that she made. So, I don't know. I think I just wanted to get my kind of side of it out there because people that I even know are kind of agreeing with her, and it's like, that's not who I am, and I feel like you guys should know that. That was a lot. Yeah, so if you sat through this and really listened, I really appreciate it. And thank you to the people that were in her comments agreeing that maybe that a 5-second clip really isn't going to explain someone's personality when people are sitting in those comments calling me ugly or saying that I'm rude or that I'm a mean girl, when in reality, that's not me. So, I don't know. I've had very few issues with people that I have had, and when I have had them with people, it's normally with an actual issue that is either me trying to protect my friends or protect myself, and here we are, trying to protect myself. I just graduated. I don't want to deal with this. I want to focus on college and my future as much as I hope that she does herself. I'm not here to hate on anybody because I don't care about her or anybody else in her comment section. So making it to kind of counteract what people are saying I am, I guess. So, yeah. Thank you.
Story time about how my ex-boyfriend and my ex-best friend are engaged to be married right after we broke up. Disclaimer, I'm using fake names, and also please do not get into it with any of their family members on social media because I've already dealt with that. Okay, so boyfriend and I were together for about a year and a half. We lived together, we had a dog together. We broke up beginning of January. His friend and I were friends for about 5 to 6 years. I would have considered her my sister. I was very close with her parents. She was there for me in a lot of dark times, and I feel like I was there for her. I told her pretty much everything about my life. So me and boyfriend started having consistent issues, and I think we both just kind of realized things weren't going to work out. Towards the end of last year, I had a trip planned to go see my mom in Pennsylvania for the holidays. He didn't want to go. We were going to also take a drive up to New York City to go experience that around Christmas time. He didn't want to go, so I brought my best friend with me, and she saw my family for the holidays, and we went up to New York together. So on this trip, I'm kind of talking to her about our relationship and how I'm kind of conflicted on what to do, and she's very adamant that I should break up with him. She's telling me I deserve better, we should have been engaged already, all of the things. Yeah. Anywho, so when I get back from New York, I'm pretty positive that that's kind of how things are gonna go. Anywho, beginning of January, we end up breaking up. About mid-January, I packed all my things and moved in with my friend. So through all this, I'm talking to my best friend. I'm saying, you know, like how I feel about the situation. She's coaching me through this whole thing, like so excited to have a hot girl summer. She's so glad I'm single for the first time. Like, he was terrible anyways. You know, like, mind you, through the relationship, she always said he wasn't attractive. He always said she was very outgoing, I'll word it that way. They never really had nice things to say about each other. They communicated some over text. She was trying to do a bodybuilding show, so she would send him pictures, kind of, to get his opinion because he was a personal trainer. And I allowed it because these are the two people I trusted most in my life. Like, this is my sister and I thought was going to be husband. Anyways, so me and him end up deciding it's hard for us to be away from each other, and so we're gonna work on things. So this is going on for the span of like January. There was actually a big snowstorm in Arkansas, and we ended up like staying together, eating dinner together, all the things, like basically being together, but we weren't. Beginning of February comes around, he's kind of being a little bit iffy, like the week leading up to Valentine's Day. I come to him about it Friday night, the day before Valentine's Day, I think it was. He's very adamant. I asked him several times, are you seeing another girl? He promised to my face, like on the phone, no. I was like, if you are, just tell me. Anyways, he then turns off his location, and I'm like, why'd you turn your location off? And he's like, there's no reason. I'm like, okay. So he's like, do you want me to just leave you alone for tonight? And like, I won't bother you. Like, I know you're really going through it. I try to call him and he doesn't answer. So then I'm like, okay, mind you, my apartment that I'm staying in now with my friend is like right across the street from our old apartment. I drive past. I'm just a girl. He's not home. Okay. I call my best friend. You know, hey, he's not home. I think he's with a girl. She's like on the phone with me like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like basically lying to my face. Okay. So I go to bed the next morning. I wake up, I go up to his work and I confront him because he has yet to answer me. And I'm like, hey, I know you were with a girl last night. Like, just be honest with me. You know, I would have never done this to you. You know the deal. I don't even have to go there. Anyways, he's kind of just like laughing in my face and tells me he's been talking to another girl for like over a week. I call my best friend as soon as I leave and I'm like, I'm never talking to him again. Like, this is so hurtful. And she's like, oh my gosh, that sucks so bad. Like, forget him anyways, you know. Well, then she starts becoming distant. I planned to move to Pennsylvania to be with my family. That was kind of just like the final push that I needed. I'd already been thinking about it. So I'm getting ready to move. I'm trying to like call her about seeing each other and hanging out, and she's like kind of dodging me. Anyways, I finally moved to Pennsylvania. I get a call. Shout out Ella Kate. She calls me and lets me know that actually our old sorority sister spotted them together in the Home Goods, my ex-best friend and my ex-boyfriend. They were shopping together. I text them both a paragraph about how I felt about that situation, and she kind of just responded with, this was never supposed to happen, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry, I know you're never gonna talk to me again. Yeah. I never really got answers as to how, why, when, where, any of the things. And yeah, and then I found out through the grapevine that they're now engaged. That was February. It is now June the 1st. I found out they were hanging out mid-March. So there's no telling, no, like beginning of March. There's no telling how long that was going on for. I'm assuming she was with him the night before Valentine's Day when I was calling, trying to figure out who he was with. I don't speak to either of them anymore, obviously. If you guys support that situation, please block me, because I don't want to associate with you, because that's sick and weird. In all seriousness, I laugh about the situation frequently. I think it's hilarious. Maybe I can't process it yet, but, you know, if people can do that to someone, then they deserve each other. I wish them nothing but blessings and pray for them and hope that God works in their lives, because that is not very kind to do to someone. So yeah, happy wife, happy life.
Okay, here's a long-awaited part 2. My mom's gonna be telling the stories though this time instead of me because I thought it would be funny. So if some of the stories are repeated, it's just in her point of view instead of mine. Go ahead.
Okay, so starting out strong, your 13, 14-year-old daughter sneaks out her window barefoot, walks approximately what, like 3 miles across town, sneaks in her boyfriend's house. Mom gets a call from boyfriend's dad saying that her daughter has snuck into his house. So fun. Here's another one. Mom pulls up to the baseball fields. 14-year-old daughter acting like she's done nothing. Pretty sure they were getting it on.
When was this? Whoa, name dropping.
Okay, you go and pick your daughter up from her best friend's house in 9th grade. She comes out to the car smelling very high, bright red eyes, and she thinks you're stupid and don't know the signs of being high.
And then they threaten to call the cops on me if I don't come clean. Like,
okay, so on a lovely couples trip in Jamaica.
I already told the story, but it's from their point of view this time.
Just waking up for the day, and we get a call from our friend who is the principal saying Cambry has been reported drinking and she thinks she's drunk. So she goes,
no, the principal said, I don't think she's drunk.
Yeah, she did say, I don't think she's drunk. And then Cambry's dad says, well, go ahead and breathalyze her. So she got breathalyzed, drunk. Grandma, who is super, super Mormon, has been oblivious all week that she's been skipping school all week long and has to go pick her up while the cops question her and take her home. Then we get to go to court and try and figure out how to get it off her record. Super fun. So after that fiasco, we went ahead and took her door off. So this girl lived most of her life without her phone and her door because she just couldn't be trusted. Granted, she figured out a way to have 25 trap phones that we didn't know about. So actually, here's another story. Went to try and find trap phones, instead found vapes hiding in her shoes. So then after the Jamaica incident, she kind of earns her trust back. She calls her dad, who's on vacation, to see if she can go to a, what's it called, a young dumb party?
Young and dumb party.
Young and dumb party. Well, mom's not young and dumb, and she knows what's happening at that party. Dad, who is dumb, goes ahead and says she's allowed to go to the party. So I say, Cambry, if you get drunk, please call me because I don't want you driving home drunk. Oh, we're not gonna drink, we're not gonna drink. Girl pulls in, reeking of alcohol.
I ate like 10 packs of gum, mind you.
Reeking of alcohol. Had to drive over an hour and a half completely drunk.
I did not drive.
She didn't drive.
I did not drive.
Rode in a car with a drunk driver. And, yeah, can't even remember the drive home. So that's fun. So a couple of incidents, Cambry would threaten to run away from home and things like that. So one day I couldn't handle her, so I loaded her in the car to take her to her dad to figure out what we were gonna do, if we were gonna like put her in a
mental hospital,
get some help. Tries jumping out of my car going 65 miles an hour. No, this happened twice. Yeah, you weren't with me in this one. Yeah, happened twice. So second time she tried to jump out, I just went ahead and pulled over, told her to get out, made her start walking home. I drove off, felt scared that she was gonna get sex trafficked, so pulled back around.
Go ahead.
Pulled back around to pick her up, and she would not get in my car. So I had to park the car, grab her, and shove her back in my car to take her home. Another instance, Cam got mad at me. Not sure why. I probably was trying to discipline or something, you know, take her phone. It's the end of the world when you take someone's phone. She ran away from home without me knowing, could not find her, looked for probably 3.5 to 4 hours.
I forgot this even happened.
Was like debating calling the cops or not, because you'd never know with these teenage girls what you should do. Right about to call the cops, her friend's mom calls me and tells me she's at her house.
I forgot that happened. Okay, this is the last one. I told this story in my last video, but we're getting her point of view because this was a traumatic night for both of us.
Yeah, so there were several instances, obviously, but this one, I think she finally learned her lesson from. So same boyfriend from when she was 14, toxic, drug dealer, beats people up, you know. All of his friends got put in prison for jumping a kid right before she goes to hang out with him.
Move on.
Yeah, I'm fast asleep in my bed. She had snuck out yet again. And I wake up to the Find My Phone app going off, pinging loud at 3 a.m. Startling. I look at my phone. She had tried calling me 23 times. So yeah, you think your daughter's in danger when that happens.
I was in danger.
I go ahead and call her back. She's bawling. She's like, Mom, I think I made a mistake. I'm locked in, oh, no names, locked in his basement and he stole my car. So yeah, 3 a.m., get my butt in the car, have to drive an hour. It's not nearby, it's an hour to go pick her up, tell her to call him and let him know if the car's not there when I get there, I'm calling the cops. Then he threatened to kill us.
He did not threaten to kill us. He threatened to have somebody beat me up, though.
Basically, because his friends that beat you up basically kill you.
Okay, that's all for this video. Potential for a part 3, but love you guys, bye.
Hope your kids aren't as horrible as she was.
Here's part 2 about how I found out my abusive ex was cheating on me. If I go back and correct myself or some details don't make sense, feel free to comment. I'm just trying to remember the events. It's kind of traumatic. But talking about it and sharing my story definitely helps me process it. So yeah, we left off. He crashed the car. Literally, I almost died. That was the whole thing. Basically, I somehow miraculously, by the grace of God, get home that night and I'm back in my dorm and the next day comes and I'm not talking to him. I don't know why I didn't just block him right then and there and be like, screw you, good riddance, you're and tried to me, but I don't know if I could say that, but I think you know what I'm trying to say. But I didn't, and you know what, that's okay, it happens. Trauma's a weird thing. So what ends up happening is I go over to his dorm apartment that day and I'm confronting him. I'm like, what the F is wrong with you? You try to kill me. What is your issue? I don't understand. I'm not gonna be with you. I don't understand why you treat me like this. I've never done anything to you. Pretty much I'm just screaming at him for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. He's crying as he should, and he's like, Emma, I'm so sorry, I don't ever want to lose you, I want to marry you, you're the most perfect girl ever. I know that, I know I'm perfect. He's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you, and I'm like, yeah, screw you. So basically, I don't know what happened, but I went from literally being I hate you, you are ruining my life, you're abusing me, what is your issue? And all of a sudden, a flip switched in my head, and I'm like, wait, no, I forgive you, it's fine. And I've learned a lot in therapy about your fight or flight response. You also have a fawn and a freeze response, and that response falls under those 2 categories. I didn't fight, I didn't flight, I literally fawned and froze. I genuinely just shut down. So then I'm like, yeah, no, it's fine, I don't care, I forgive you. I forgive you for essaying me and trying to kill me. And I don't know if anyone watching this is religious or spiritual or Christian or anything, but I genuinely believe from the depths of my being that God put on my heart in that moment, and I heard him tell me, check his phone. So all of a sudden I am completely compelled, and I'm like, give me your phone. Give me your phone. He's like, no, I'm not gonna give you your phone. Why do you need to see my phone? Blah, blah, blah. I have nothing to hide. He's like, Emma, why don't you trust me anymore? I didn't do anything. Emma, I'm sorry. Mind you, I've never checked his phone before this. Never checked his phone. In the entire time we've been together, never checked his phone. Never looked at his phone. And I'm like, give it to me now. Give it to me. And it's literally I'm his mom, and I'm taking his phone away. Give it to me. And he's like, Emma, this is the ultimate sign you don't trust me anymore. And I'm like, give me your effing phone. So finally he hands his phone over, and lo and behold, there's a password on it, which wasn't there before. So I look at him and I'm like, unlock your phone. And he's like, why? And I'm like, unlock your phone. So he unlocks his phone and he's sitting there crying, and I'm on his phone and I open Snapchat. I don't think I've ever seen so many girls on a person's Snapchat in my entire life. And I've dated some pretty lustful men. I've dated some Snapchat warriors. To this extreme was insane. So I'm scrolling for a solid 30 seconds, and all I see is girls, and it's all these new ads within 2 weeks. When I'm scrolling for 30 seconds, the last one I see is literally from 2 weeks ago. So since we've been dating, he added, I'm not kidding, it was probably a couple hundred girls have been like recently added, recently snapped, recently chatted with in like the past 2 weeks. Like, I don't even know like how to like express how many girls there were. So I'm like, what the heck is this? And I'm showing him and I'm laughing because I'm trying to like keep my cool and like hold the upper ground here. Like, I'm just trying to like be in control of the situation. I'm like, what is this? And he's like, Emma, like, it's not what it looks like. Like, I went through a Snapchat phase and they add me back all the time. Like, they add me back every day. Like, I swear it's not what it looks like. And I'm like, okay, let's see about that. So I, start going to the chats and start opening snaps, and I see unfinished conversations. I see him asking for people's Instagrams. I see people telling him he's cute, him being like, you're so pretty. I see, what are you doing? What do you look like? I see all the Snapchat thing. And at this point, my heart is like I'm like freaking out, but I'm just like still trying to keep my cool. And I'm like, wow, this is a lot of girls that you talk to. And he's like, Emma, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, it's not what it looks like. Oh, but it is. Also, I should mention, I got my belly button pierced like a couple days before we started dating. Like, literally, like, I think it was like 3 or 4 days before we officially started dating, and we were still like talking. I got my belly button pierced, and from that day on, he called me a whore, he called me a slut, he called me embarrassing, he called me trash, he called me all these things because I had my belly button pierced. He hated it. He said any girl who has it is a complete slut. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, and what do I find in his phone? Jack, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love that I'm sharing this. This is so embarrassing for you. So I opened this one chat, and this girl had like texted him recently and was like, I just got my belly button pierced. And he's like, oh my god, like, let me see. And I guess she like sent a snap of like said belly button piercing, and he's like, oh my god, like, I love it. It's so cute. And she's like, oh, thank you. You're so sweet. And he's like, my belly button's plain. Ha ha ha. That's embarrassing, bro. That's so embarrassing. So I like immediately like icked out. Like, I'm dying laughing at this point because I've never seen someone so desperate to try and like get in someone's pants. Like, I was like, wow, like, you're really stooping to that level. And I show the phone. I'm like dying laughing. Obviously on the inside I'm freaking out, but I'm dying laughing. So I take my phone and I try to take a picture of this chat because like this is funny as hell. Like, what did anyone else do this? He starts freaking out. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why would you take a picture of that, Emma? Like, that's not me. That's not me. I'm so sorry. Like, Emma, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm like, what am I doing? What are you doing? Look at your phone right now. So he tries taking his phone and my phone. And because I'm not ready to give up his phone yet, I settle to protect his phone, right? So I'm protecting his phone, and he takes my phone, so I can't take a picture of it anymore, which is quite convenient, honestly. Here we get to the grand finale. So I'm scrolling, still going through chats, and at this point, I'm like, my brain is like switched where I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving this MF. Like, I'm done with this guy. I'm not showing it. I am remaining so absolutely calm. I don't think I've ever had this much self-control in my life, but like, he probably had no clue what was going through my head. Like, I was stone-faced. So I see the chat that ruins it all, and he and this one girl are talking, and I'm scrolling. They're talking a lot, quite often, and I scroll up, and I see a couple nice videos of her touching herself. And so I turn the phone to him, and I'm like, what the F is this? And he's like, Emma, I'm sorry, like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, give me my phone back. And I'm like, no, what is this? Because it's straight up like he saved a video in chat of a girl like touching herself. I'm like, there's nothing else here. This is all the evidence I need. He's like, it's not what it looks like. Give me my phone back. Give me my phone back. Give me my phone back. And I'm like, no, I'm not giving you your phone back. So then he starts like trying to like grab the phone out of my hand. I'm like, no. And I'm like screaming at him. I'm like, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? What did I do to deserve this? And he's like, Emma, like, you didn't do anything to deserve this. And I'm like, no, because clearly there's something wrong with me that makes me not enough, that you have to go text all these other girls and then be sending. I'm sure he was sending. Girls will just send that, like, maybe they do, like, unsolicited. Like, I know in my heart that he was sending stuff back. Like, I don't want to talk about it. So basically that's where it all ends. I go from being in like this weird, like, calm, like, psychotic state, and I flip my shite. I start screaming at him. I'm like, you cheater, you tried to me, you're an addict, I hate you, I never want to see you again. And I leave, and then I try to press criminal charges. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and shout out to Jack Britton for the content.
Hey guys, get ready with me while I tell you about the day I got grounded. So one day I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try and feel pretty. It was nighttime, but I didn't really care. I just started doing my makeup, just to feel myself, like take some pictures, make some TikToks, and go to bed. But that was the plan, not what happened. So after I take some of the pictures, I made a new Snap account like a month or two before this happened. So I was still getting like a lot of ads because your account gets pushed like when you make a new account. So I added the new pictures of me on my public, and I was just like adding people back. I posted like a TikTok, and I posted my public story like, oh, follow my TikTok. So like a lot of people were seeing what I looked like, and I'm not even gonna lie, like I looked really good that night. So I think I got like over 200 ads that night. And so I was just like, you know what, since this is a new account, I have nobody added, I'm gonna add everybody back. So I'm adding everybody back, and this one boy, let's call him like James, he adds me, I add him back. He immediately texted me, he said, yo, 2-man tonight? I wasn't with a friend, so I was like, what? So I call him, and I was like, okay, like, who's your friend? What do you look like? Where do you even live? Because I didn't even know if this guy lived near me. He lived like 30 minutes away. I didn't have a friend, but I was thinking of someone because we were supposed to hang out that night, but she couldn't. She went to her dad's house, which is like 45 minutes in the opposite direction of him. So she's like, yeah, sure, you guys can come and pick me up. So him and I are like talking for a little bit. He adds his friend. I'm like, oh shit, like I kind of want his friend, but I was like going with him. My friend was like, oh no, like I want James, like you can have his friend. Okay, let's call his friend Owen. So I wanted Owen, my friend wanted James, and I was like, all right, like I'm pretty sure they'll just be able to switch. So we talk, and I'm like, okay, these guys are cool. And they're like, okay, what's the address? Mind you, they live 45 minutes away. Sorry, 30 minutes. I give them my address. They pull up. And as they pull up, my friend says, oh, well, I can't. What the heck do you mean, oh, I can't? I was like, all right, bro, I guess. So all three of us are just sitting in the car, and they're like, what do we do now? I was going through my phone, like calling like every single one of my friends. I just felt that all over me. And then it hits me. I'm like, oh crap, my sister. I don't live with my sister, but I called her up, and she lives like 20 minutes away. Again, in the opposite direction of their house. She's with her friend. I call her up, and I was like, it's fine, you can bring your friend, whatever. I'm just trying to hang out with these people. And she's like, all right, bet. So we're driving, and I'm like, I thought I was hitting it off with Owen, but I guess not. James wasn't talking at all. Like, he was driving and he was not talking. Like, he didn't say a word. And I asked him a question. The only thing he told me was his phone password because I was trying to have aux, and that's it. So we pull up. My sister and her friend get in the car, and there isn't 5 seats in the car. It's like an old car. There's 4 seats. There's 2 in the back and 2 in the front. And the seatbelt didn't work on the one in the front. So the 2 boys are sitting in the front, and the 3 of us girls are sitting in the back. We're all like, okay, what do we do now? The guy's like, oh, well, I live on a farm, so we can just go on my farm and pet my emus. I thought he was joking. I didn't know you could even own emus. This guy was being dead serious, so I was like, you know what? I'm down. Let's go. So we are driving 45. Well, it's supposed to be like 45 minutes, but no one else was on the road, so he was like low-key speeding. And we get there less than 45 minutes. And we're just like, we're all having like a good time. Like, we're all just talking, playing some really good songs. We get to his farm. Mind you, it's February, so it's freezing outside, and none of us were really prepared for the weather. So he parks as far as he can go because the snow is just like absolutely insane. We are walking like, I would say probably like a fifth of a mile there and back. So we're walking. I'm freezing, like my teeth are chattering. It's like it was that cold. I took like a picture on Snap, and then I looked up like on the little sticker things, like where it says like your elevation, time, everything. It was 2 in the morning and it was 17 degrees. I don't even think I was wearing a hoodie, or if I was, it was hella thin. We get to his little farm, like where all of his animals are. the rooster is like making noises for some reason, which scared me. And then his emus make noise as we're petting them. I didn't know that emus even made noise. If you don't know what an emu is, it's like a ostrich, but like a little bit tinier. So they're like over 6 feet tall. So I low-key get scared, but we finish up like petting his emus and we're like, okay, what do we do now? And he's like, oh, well, we can just like go inside. We're like, all right. So first we get inside and we have to be quiet, obviously, because he's sneaking us in. We go into his basement and there's no room for us. There's nowhere to sit, nowhere to walk. It's just like, yeah, no. So we go back upstairs and he has like a cat and it's just following us around. And it's just like meowing and stuff. So I pick up the cat, or someone picks up the cat, and we go into his room. I don't really think the cat was important, but like I just remember it walked out of his room, and I started hearing some like freaky noises from the room next to us. And so we were all like kind of like laughing at that. And we're just sitting in his room, and he has a gecko, and so we're like playing with his gecko, like all this stuff. His gecko is like trying to like camouflage into my hoodie. I was wearing a hoodie. It was just very, very thin. So we're just like having fun and we're like, you know what? We're gonna go on Omegle. It was Omi TV, but it's like basically the exact same thing. You just like have it on an app. So like we're all having a lot of fun. We're like just trolling everybody. And then the audio glitches out and the person we're talking to freezes. And I was like, what the fuck? Is it his Wi-Fi? And then I get a little drop-down notification. Incoming call from mom. Mind you, it was 3 a.m. at this point. I don't even know why she was up. So I decided to be stupid and literally just hang up. I didn't even let it go to voicemail. I just hung up. So she obviously called me like 5 more times. I finally answered. I was like, what do I say? She was like, where are you? Who are you with? What are you doing? Blah. She was like screaming. I mean, if I were in her position, I would be too. And I was just like, I'm with so-and-so, like, we're doing this. I was not with so-and-so. She said, where are you? I said North Liberty. If you know, you know. Obviously, I was in North Liberty, like, I don't even know. But I checked my phone and we were 45 miles away from my house. She said, get home right now. You have 20 minutes. I'm guessing she called my aunt because then my aunt starts spamming my phone. She's like, where are you? Send your location. So I sent her my location and everything. And the person who I told them I was at someone else's house. They lived on the opposite side of town, like an hour away from where I said I was. So they obviously knew I was lying. I don't even know why I sent her my location. I really shouldn't have. But I don't know. So we're like, okay, we gotta roll. So we get in the car. We're driving. I'm in the front seat. And the seatbelt doesn't work. And this guy has to get me home in 20 minutes. And it takes way longer than 20 minutes to get from his house to my house. This guy is going like 90 miles an hour. I don't have a seatbelt on. And it's overly dark out. Like, you cannot see 5 feet in front of you. I have never been so scared for my life ever. Like, I was praying the whole entire time we were going home. Like, the entire time. He gets me home, and basically my mom is just screaming at me. Then I get grounded for a week. The moral of the story is, don't sneak out and lie to your parents, especially with boys that you don't know. I'm gonna finish up my makeup and show you guys the final product. Okay guys, this is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. This was a long video, but hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye.